So, Championship has changed again since I've last spoken about it, and one of the good things about this league is every single season, everything seems to go down to the final day. The promotion, the playoffs, the relegation, everything always seems to go right down to the final whistle on the final day. So, what I did not expect, what I don't think many people would have saw coming over the last week or so, is Portsmouth. Wow, no one would have saw this coming. 2 clean sheets against two of the top four. Really impressive, or two of the top five. Very impressive 1-0 win away at Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough not on good form at the moment, but then to go and do the similar thing to Ipswich as well. Middlesbrough game 1-0, solid performance, got a massive away win, which just completely changed the picture. Just when it looked like they had completely thrown the season away and just got themselves dragged down into this relegation battle, and it almost, even with the games at hand, it got to the point where I thought I'm not sure if they're going to get out of this now, but win against Middlesbrough just completely changed the picture. Just that one win, that's all it takes at this point in the season. But then to go on and get a 2-0 win, I think the final score was 2-0 in the end. They're definitely 2-0 up for a lot of the game against Ipswich the other night was huge. And again, another clean sheet. So, don't know where that's come from Portsmouth. But, well, it looks now up to 19th. They've got a nice lead between themselves in the relegation zone now, 4 points. That might be enough at this stage. It's going to be, they're not out the woods yet, but that has just completely changed the picture in terms of a relegation battle. But also, it's changed the picture at the other end of the table. Just when it looked like Ipswich was starting to pull clear and it looked like, okay, they're good to go on and get second now, that has maybe just cast a bit of doubt over that. Coventry failed to go up against Sheffield Wednesday, but I imagine tomorrow night at Blackburn they will go up. I mean, that will be the day the promotion's finally sealed, so they'll go up. And the convincing winners of the Championship in the end as well. Over the second half of the season, they really have took charge and just pulled clear. They were clear before Christmas, but then they got themselves dragged back right down into it. But then they've gone on that good form again, but just sort of found another level almost going into this sort of final stretch. They've just been worlds above everyone else this season. So safe to say that they will be a Premier League side next season now. We can very comfortably say that. As for the second place, though, it's maybe a 4-team race now. Southampton's 5-game winning streak, or no, I think it's more than that now. Whatever winning streak they're on, a massive winning streak. Not only in the league as well, they've had the cup performances, but league form has been particularly significant in the fact that at one point they looked like they were going to make a run for the playoff. They was in such a poor position a little while ago, and you thought, okay, they're making a run for the playoff, maybe get in 6th and maybe go up that way, but they just haven't stopped, and they've capitalised on other teams slipping up a bit as well, and they've managed to get themselves in a position where promotion in the top 2 is now actually a possibility with that game against Ipswich they've got coming up on the second to last day of the season, which is an incredible turnaround. Ipswich have also still got to go to Middlesbrough this weekend as well. Middlesbrough, don't know what's happened to them. They've gone from being toe-to-toe with Coventry, looking like they would be one of the top 2, or at least really push for it, to now looking like, it's going to be the playoffs at best. 5 games without a win. I don't think they'll throw the playoffs away. It's not impossible, but surely they won't throw the playoffs away. But they've got to play Wrexham on the final day, though, and they've got this game against Ipswich coming up. So actually, you never know. But I think they'll have enough for that. But again, it doesn't exactly bode well if their form doesn't improve going into it. And it also I don't quite understand how they've collapsed quite so badly. A team that's been waiting to come up for so long. This felt like the season. This felt like the chance. Even when they lost a manager and Rob Edwards left, and they had to get someone else in, and people were saying, "No, this is it. They're going to fall away now." It didn't. They actually got better for a while, but then have just fallen in this sort of final stretch of the season, which I'll be really disappointed about. Down to 5th place now, top 2 through the league. Now looks very unlikely. It looks like it'll have to be the playoffs. Not out the race, but again, it's going to be tight. In terms of that final 6th place, Hull have got a 4-point lead over Wrexham, 5 over Derby. Hull's form's not been great recently, but it's not drastically worse than those below them. So it's hard to say whether they're definitely over the line for sure. They're definitely favourite to hold on to 6th at the moment, but I still think they could get a bit of a test from Wrexham and Derby over the remaining weeks to come. Also, back to 2nd place. Millwall got a decent looking running. You never know with them. Sometimes, some games recently, just when it felt like they're sort of taking charge, when they got that big win a couple of weeks ago at Middlesbrough, it just almost looked like they had that result against Norwich, and they do this, and the 0-0 at West Brom. They do this sometimes. Millwall, they get really good results, but then they sort of lose the they drop points in the games you maybe wouldn't have expected so much. But looking at their running, they've got QPR and Stoke coming up, teams at the mid-table, got nothing to play for. Can't remember who the last two were against, but I think they might have someone down the bottom to place. So they do have someone down the bottom to place. So I can't remember exactly what their running was, but I remember looking at the 4 games thinking, yeah, they should win those 4 games, which, like I said, you never know. I think, though, if they win them 4 with Ipswich playing Middlesbrough this weekend and Southampton also having to play Ipswich as well, I think if they win those 4, they've got every chance of getting the top 2. Millwall win their games, I think they give themselves a very, very good chance. Ipswich at this moment, if Ipswich have got that win at Portsmouth, the win that people expected them to get against Portsmouth, I think they would be unstoppable for second now. But now, it's opened it up for Southampton and Millwall maybe. I don't think Middlesbrough can do it now. I mean, you never know. Again, you can't write teams off, but this season's proven that. But it's looking like Southampton have taken the place of Middlesbrough, and what's been a race between Ipswich, Millwall, Middlesbrough for so long, it looks like sort of Southampton to come in instead of Middlesbrough now. So a lot of twists and turns at both ends, and then the bottom as well is interesting because you've got Leicester with that points deduction that's hit them hard. I'm not sure they get themselves out of trouble now, Leicester. In terms of the final 2 relegation spots, I think Leicester could be one of them. You never know. Everyone's got a game in hand on Blackburn, and Leicester play Blackburn on the final day. So opportunity there maybe, but they've been so poor as late. Leicester, points deductions really hit them badly. When they had a couple of good results a little while ago, I thought, okay, maybe they'll get themselves out of it, but seems to have gone the other way, and now they're in a position where they're at real danger of just being cut off from the rest of the league. I think the final relegation spot's very interesting. I think Portsmouth have got themselves in a very strong position now. I know there's this thing hanging over West Brom and potential points deduction, which could put them pretty much in the same position as Leicester. But if that doesn't happen, I think they might just be safe. It could all come down to that points deduction, though, really, with West Brom at this stage. Other 2, though, Portsmouth, like I said, 2 wins has got them in a very good position, and Blackburn, I would worry for at this stage. But Oxford, I've just got a feeling Oxford could get themselves out of this. I mean, they looked dead and buried a little while ago, but they really have found some fight, and that win they got against Oxford the other day to 2-0 could be crucial. So I think Leicester could be gone at this stage. Well, they're not gone, but I think I would have them as one of the 2 at this stage. And I think for the final position, I think it really is going to be close. But Blackburn, I would worry for at this point. But the fact Leicester have to play Blackburn, it could all come down to the final day still there as well. So it's very, very hard to call at the moment, the Championship. It's just going to come down to individual matchups now over the individual matches over the remaining weeks. So it's going to be an exciting time. Pretty much every part of the table is impossible to call at this moment. There's something going on everywhere. So certainly look out for some of these games that are coming up, particularly this weekend. 2 big games, both ends of the table. Obviously, like I said, Middlesbrough against Ipswich is huge because it feels like it is last chance of Middlesbrough, and Ipswich need to respond quickly to that defeat they had the other day as well. Any more slip-ups, it's handing it right back over to Millwall and even Southampton. So big weekend for them. And Portsmouth for Leicester as well. Does kind of feel like maybe the same sort of thing for Leicester. Last sort of chance for them with what the position Portsmouth have got themselves in as well. And what an opportunity now for Portsmouth to go and win the easier game than the last 2 they've had. It doesn't always work like that, but if they could, get themselves in a very, very strong position, a bit like Leeds have done in the Premier League. So this weekend, again, is another one that could be absolutely huge. And it's getting to the stage where some teams are on their last chance if they want to achieve what they set out to achieve at this point.